Welcome to Proposify. So Proposify helps you streamline your proposal process, turn out proposals faster, and close more deals. And it also helps you collaborate with your team and a whole bunch of other good stuff. So we're going to jump in and get started, and I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of how Proposify works. So to get started, we have pre-made templates from our gallery. So if you go to the gallery, you'll see we have a number of templates from different industries, different designs, and something that you can use to get started right away. And if we don't have your specific template for your particular industry, that's totally fine. They're completely customizable. So you can just pick something you like the look of and get started with it. So to kind of show an example here, I have imported an accounting proposal. Now if we go in and look at this template, you'll see it's got a cover page, a letter, some company info, project summary, and a whole bunch of other content along with a pricing grid and a next steps contract. So this looks like a good thing to get started with. We're not going to go too much into the editor right now. There's some other videos that do that. But notice here when you've got a list of sections in your proposal, they're broken out by section. So a section could be one page or it could be multiple pages. Like for instance, here under service and pricing, you can see that there's 2 pages associated with this section. So a section is basically well, it's a section that's stored in your library. Now, let's leave this template for a moment. I'm going to show you just how it all kind of works together, and then if you've got more specific things that you want answered, we've got some other videos that do that. So because I imported this template into my account, you'll see that it actually broke out all those sections. So those are all broken out in my library. So I can actually reuse those sections in other proposals. I can bring them into new proposals or new templates. I can do kind of whatever I want with that, or I could even add a section directly in the library and do it that way. So either way, the thing you need to know is if you go into a template or a proposal and you click Add New Section, it's automatically checked that it will be stored in your library, and I can give it a new name such as contract. And if I wanted, I could tag it as well. And I can choose the page type, but again, that's kind of getting into more detail, which we'll go through in another video. So now I'm just going to add my contract here. I've created this section now. You can see it. Actually, I misspelled it. It should be contract. And now you can see that it's here in my template, but also if I pop open my library, I've also got contract here. So, and also this other one. This is the new one that I just created. So I can actually call this contract too if I want, just to make it clear. And I can bring that into new proposals. I can reuse sections from the library. I can drag those into this template. Or I can exit the template, go to the content library, and you'll see my new section that I created is here. So now that you have a basic idea of how the content library works, if we go into this template again, so I'm going to go completely from scratch, just import a new template and use it in a proposal. I'm going to click on Gallery, look at the proposal I want. I think I'm going to go for the architecture one. I can preview this template and see what it's going to look like. And it looks pretty good. Lots of images. And keeping in mind, even if I ran a completely different type of business, if I like the look of this one and I wanted to just change the text to be suited to my own industry, I can do that. So I'm going to import this template now, clicking the Import Template button. And what it's going to do is bring that template into my account, so it's going to be a saved template now. So now it's been saved in my templates. I can edit it, and I notice it's also got a little bookmark icon here. So if I wanted this to be my default template going forward, every time I create a new proposal, that's sort of the one selected, I can make that my default. And that's also going to use that style when I go into the content library. You'll see now it's added all these sections from that template into my library. Now if I click add a new section and give it a name such as scope 2, it's going to use the base styling from that template. So when I want to do things like add a heading, you'll notice it's using the typography and styling from that template that I'd selected. Okay, so let's go into this architecture template again. I'm going to edit it. And now I want to create a new proposal from that. So I can do one of two things. I can either click Generate Proposal from here, or another way to do it is to go to my dashboard and click Create a Proposal. You'll see it's showing me my saved template, so I'm going to use my architecture one. And I'm going to give it a name, a due date, add a client. So we just provide an example company here. But of course, if I had a real client, I can create that new client like that. I don't have any file attachments at the moment that I want, and I'm going to leave this stuff alone for now. So all we really need to give it is the name of the proposal, the due date, and the client you're pitching. And so what it's done is it's copied over that template into this new proposal that I've created. It's pulled all the sections in. And once again, I can go into my library and I can use any section from my library. So even one that has a different look and feel to it. If I wanted to pull in this team section, I can do that. And notice it's actually going to pull in all the styling so that it's going to match the styling. So we won't have two different types of styling. I'm just going to remove this now from my section list. And if you notice, oops, I removed the wrong one. If you notice, when you remove a section from your library or from your proposal, it's not gone. All it means is it's saved in your library. It's just gone from this proposal. So I can open up the library and bring it back in if I want to. Okay, so there's going to be a lot more to go through in how to actually use Proposify in terms of the text, the images, the tables, the styling. This is just a quick getting started video. So for now, we're going to leave this. We're going to pretend this proposal is exactly what we want to send, and we're going to click the send button. And you notice it takes me to this screen where it shows that this is coming from me. So if I had other teammates, I could select somebody to send the proposal. It's got the client name and his email address. And it's also got my name here as a recipient in my company, and I can also CC other addresses if I want to. We've got some email templates here that we can use. Again, we'll go over more about the email templates in another video, but this is essentially what your client will see. So I'm going to click Send Me a Test Email so we can see how that looks, and then I'm going to go into my inbox, and I should get a test email. All right, here it is. This is a test. So this isn't a real proposal yet. Well, it is when we send it, but this is essentially what your client would see. Hi, John Doe, take a look at our proposal. Let me know if you have questions. John clicks the proposal, and he's not going to see this red bar at the top that says test mode because we're just previewing it to get a sense for what the client will see. So this is kind of what they'll notice when they go into the account. Now there's some customizations that we can do to this proposal view from here. So I'm going to close down this test for a moment, and I'm actually going to go to the snapshot and click on the preview button. So this is just another way of previewing the proposal. Now because I'm logged in as myself, I actually have this little edit button here, so I can actually customize a few things. Like I can turn off the accept decline buttons. I can disallow comments, I can not show the total price in the footer, and I can add password protection if I wanted to make it so that not anybody with the link could preview the proposal. Also, there's some language settings here if you speak a different language, and some date formatting. So let's just say this is kind of what I want to go for at the moment. And you'll notice you can also attach some files to it. So if you have like some PDFs or Excel documents that you want to add, you can do that. And okay, I think this is good to send. I didn't add any signatures. Again, we'll go over that in another video. But I think we're good to send. So I'm going to go and send this to my client. And actually, I'm going to add another person. That's going to be a test email. So this will be Kyle, tester. And it's going to be Kyle. I'm just going to use my Gmail address. Update this. Now I'm going to go to the send screen, and I'm going to add Kyle Racky as the person we're sending to. So now if I click send to client, it will confirm it. Are you sure you want to send? Yes. And now you can see that it was sent to the client. I've got my proposal here in the pipeline. It's under the sent category, so you'll see as you build more proposals, there's some different states and different categories for where they are. When I click on the snapshot, I can see kind of a little history of what's happened. I can again preview the proposal. I can make further edits if I want to, as long as nobody's signed it or accepted it. I can still go in and make edits to it, and the next time the client clicks that link, they'll see the updated proposal. So now let's simulate what a client would see. So your client would get the email from you with the name of your company and the proposal. They'll click to view it. So I'm actually just going to log out here so that we can see what the client would see. So I'm going to click to view the proposal. Your client gets a link. This is how it looks. And they can preview the proposal. Looks good. We haven't added signatures, so they don't need to worry about signing it. They can just go ahead and click accept, confirm their email address, and go from there. It will notify you. So your client's accepted this. Let's log back into Proposify. And you'll see now my proposal is set to 1, and I get the whole history of the proposal. So this is great. The proposal's been accepted. I will get an email now from Proposify confirming that the proposal's been accepted. And so I can either keep this one proposal here in my pipeline if I want, or I can just archive it. Moving it to the archives will just mean it clears it out of my pipeline, and I can go back to it if I need to look at it again. There's tons more to go over, but hopefully this quick little walkthrough just shows you the basic process for using templates, using the content library, putting together proposals, and then sending them off to get approval, and we'll go into way more detail in another video. Thanks.